All right, tonight we're going to break down an absolute monster of a game in the NBA's Western Conference, the San Antonio Spurs taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, this was a game that looked like it was going right down to the wire, until one team just unleashed a total storm.
And that's how ESPN put it. The Spurs storming to a 131-10 victory. A 20-point blowout. But that's what makes this game so wild. How in the world did a matchup that was neck and neck for 3 whole quarters end up so one-sided?
Well, it all came down to those final 12 minutes. And let me tell you, this wasn't just another quarter of basketball, it felt more like a hostile takeover. This is the story of how that game was really won.
So just picture it, right? The energy in the arena is absolutely electric. For 3 straight quarters, these 2 elite teams just could not shake each other. Every basket was answered. The game was just sitting there, completely up for grabs as that final period started. The Spurs, they just needed a spark, one single moment to crack the game open. And boy, did they get it. From their superstar, Victor Wembanyama, a deep contested 26-foot 3. You could literally feel the entire building shift. That wasn't just a basket, it was a message. And just like that, poof, the Spurs suddenly had a 12-point lead, 98-86. For the very first time all night, one team had some actual breathing room. The storm had officially made landfall.
Okay, but to really get why that fourth quarter was so huge, we've got to rewind a little. Let's talk about why this specific game was circled on pretty much every NBA fan's calendar, because this was way more than just another regular season game.
This was a battle for who's top dog in the Western Conference. We're talking about the top 2 seeds going head-to-head. You've got the defending champions versus the hottest team in the entire league. It had all the feel of a playoff preview.
And when you really look at the stakes here, it's just wow. On one side, you have OKC, the defending champs, trying to protect this insane 24-1 start to their season. But the Spurs, they were on an absolute tear, riding a 7-game win streak, and they'd won 14 of their last 17 games. The number 1 seed in the West was literally on the line.
And, as if that wasn't enough drama, these two had just played each other 10 days before. And that game, it was a heart-stopping, down-to-the-wire battle that the Spurs won by just 2 points. So, everybody was buckled in for another classic.
And for the first 36 minutes, that is exactly what we got. It was an absolute slugfest. Both teams were just trading haymakers, and neither one was willing to give an inch.
I mean, you want to know how tight it was? Get this. The lead changed hands 15 different times. Just think about that for a second. It was this constant, relentless tug of war for control. And on top of that, the score was tied up 13 different times. I mean, it was the definition of a neck-and-neck game, which honestly just makes what happened in that fourth quarter even more unbelievable. So who are the guys making all this happen? Let's break down some of the key performances that really shaped this whole contest. Both teams had their stars absolutely show up. For the Spurs, Keldon Johnson was leading the way with 25 points, and Stephon Castle chipped in a huge 24. And for the Thunder, their superstar Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was just brilliant, dropping a game-high 33. So much firepower on that court. But the box score doesn't always tell you the whole story. And in this game, the player who might have had the single biggest impact barely even scored. And here he is, rookie Dylan Harper. He only scored 4 points, but just look at this, a season-high 10 assists. He was the engine making that Spurs offense go, setting his teammates up all night. And on the defensive end, a season-high 5 steals. The guy was an absolute menace, basically conducting the orchestra from both ends of the floor. So let's zoom out for a second. What does a one-sided beatdown like that in the fourth quarter really mean for the bigger picture out west?
For San Antonio, this is a massive statement. They pushed that winning streak to 7 games, and they tightened their grip on that number 2 seed. But more importantly, they just proved they can not only hang with the champs, they can beat them, and beat them soundly. And for Oklahoma City, this one stings. It was their worst loss of the season, and it wasn't even close. Their other 3 losses were by a grand total of 9 points combined. This was a 20-point shellacking. It's a rare crack in the armor for the defending champs. And you know what the best part is? We don't have to wait long for the next chapter in this story. On December 13th, the Spurs win by 2. 10 days later, they win by 20. And look at that next date. They play again on Christmas Day in Oklahoma City. You can just feel the tension building. So it all comes down to this one question.
The Spurs have now beaten the Thunder twice in 10 days, and the second win was way more convincing than the first. With the rivalry now heading to OKC for a huge holiday showdown, will the champions figure out an answer, or are the Spurs the real storm that's brewing in the West?